All right, so last time we learned how to make a sketch and we made this lovely shape over here. So this time I'm going to go and grow this sketch into a three-dimensional object. In order to do that, I need an extrude command. So I hope you have all exited your sketch last time. If you have not, make sure you do that right now. And when you do that, go in your command and manager into features. And in features, select boss and extrude. Once you do that, it gives you this message. Select a plane on which to sketch the feature or cross section, or use an existing sketch to use for this feature. So we're going to use this sketch. And immediately it shows up as this lovely shape. And it gives me a little preview of what it's going to look like. So right now I have my, you can select the direction in which you want to extrude. You can go up or down. And there are different ways on how you can extrude it. For example, you can blind extrude it up to a point and things like that. Now we're just going to blind extrude today because it's the easiest. And over here you have a distance. So right now my distance is set for 3 inches. Well, I don't want it to be 3 inches. I want it to be 3.5 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and change that. And of course I messed something up, so there you go. Don't forget your units, okay? So now I have a 3.5 inch object like this. So at this point, I can go ahead and click OK. And now I have a perfectly nice three-dimensional shape. Take a look. And you can easily see all my chamfers and my lovely fillets over here. Looks like quite a nice shape. So let's make this shape, and if I need to change my view to isometric, I'm going to hit Ctrl 7. Okay, so let's change this shape into a little cup. I want to make a pencil holder. All right, my pencil holder needs to be hollow. Otherwise, I won't be able to put pencils in there. So I'm going to go into Command Manager. I'm going to go into Features again. And I'm going to choose Shell. So I'm going to click on Shell. And it will ask me which face do I want to shell. Whichever face I will shell, it will cut out the shape inside that face. So if I shell this face, and I make my thickness about 0.3 inch, I can look at the preview. It shows me what it's going to cut out. So it's going to cut out all of that stuff outlined in yellow, and I will just be left with this shape with the walls of 0.3 inch thickness. Now, if I don't want to shell out this face, what if I want to shell out this face? So this is what it's going to cut out now. I'm going to have a different shape now. So depending on what it is you want, you can shell out different sides, right? I can shell out this side. I can shell out any side I want. I actually want to shell out top side today because I want to make a cup. And I do want to keep my thickness as 0.3 inch. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. And here I have a lovely three-dimensional object that is hollow. If I turn it around, you can see that it does have a bottom, right? So it's a perfect cup. And to return to isometric, Ctrl 7. All right. So the next thing I want to do is I want to round some of my edges. So I'm going to go to my Command Manager, and this time I'm going to choose Fillet. Now guys, when I'm choosing fillet, this is not the same fillet as you had in your sketch. This is a different fillet. That fillet in the sketch was two-dimensional fillet. This one is three-dimensional fillet, and it actually shows you how it's going to do things over here. So I'm just going to use the simple fillet over here, and I'm going to select all the edges that I want to fillet. So I want to fillet this edge, I want to fillet this edge, I want to fillet this edge. I want to fillet them all, so I'm going to select all of them until my entire top is outlined in blue. Looks like they're all selected, and I can change how far it's going to fillet. I can even look at full preview to show this is how far it's going to fillet. So it's just going to round off a little bit from that edge because it seems to say that the radius is going to be 0.1 inch. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click OK. And here's my nice fillet. So I now have a nice rounded edge over here. All right, so this is really all I wanted to show you in terms of making an object today. So what if I want to change things? What if after looking at this, I've decided that it's too tall? I don't want it 3.5 inches after all. I want it 3 inches, okay? You can go back into Boss Extrude. Over here, there is a little symbol that says Edit Feature. When you click on that, I can go ahead and change the number. So instead of 3.5 inches, I'm going to use 3 inches. I'm going to click OK. And I have just easily edited my object. What if I want to change my fillet? What if I said that this fillet over here is not round enough and does not go far enough? Same way, I right-click on fillet, I click on Edit Feature, and instead of, let's say, 0.1, I can put it to 0.2. And when I click OK, my fillet became much rounder. Okay. Well, what if I want to change the actual shape, the bottom sketch? Very easily, the sketch is inside Boss Extrude. Remember, we used Sketch to do the Boss Extrude. So I'm going to go inside the sketch, and I had better go into my top plane if I really want to do this. Right, I'm going to go inside my sketch. And let's say I've decided that these corners are a little too sharp, right? So I'm going to click Edit Sketch, and I can now edit my sketch. So I want to change the parameters of my, I want to change some parameters of my chamfer. So maybe I want this number to not be 0.5. I want this number to be 0.6. Well, I can easily do that. And I can change these ones as well. Please notice that these two, because I did a chamfer, they're connected to each other. So when I change one, they both change. All right. So I can exit Sketch now. Make sure you do that before you go somewhere. And I can go and look at my shape and what happened to it. So let's put Control 7. And notice that my shape has changed. All of it has changed because I have adjusted that corner. So if you need to do adjustments after you have finished your shape, you can definitely go back and edit things. All right, so this is all I wanted to show you today. What I want you to do right now is I want you to build this particular object just like I did right now. And then after you're done building it, I want you to try and build your own. Make it something simple like that. Make it some kind of weird cup of some kind of weird shape.